this guy that was doing merch for us was like, screw that, obviously. So he goes up there and he craps and flushes the toilet, and we're all sitting in the living room downstairs, and all of a sudden you hear this like, it sounds like a little waterfall. And we're sitting there, we're like, what is going on? And we look over, and there is, in this man's house, nice house, there's crap water coming down the stairs, coming over the banisters. And the worst part is there's a step. Y'all said, oh, no, it was funny, trust me. There was like, and the best part is to get in that bathroom, there was, it wasn't a big step, but it was like probably like a 2-inch, little just step down, that it had filled the bathroom up and over.
With chocolate boats floating.
Sounds delicious when you say it like that. But so there's just crap water everywhere, and we're all like, oh no, what do we do? And it was great because we're all cracking up, and Gopal, who was with us at the time, the dude ended up getting, I guess he was so like bummed out or upset or embarrassed something, but he wouldn't clean it.
He wouldn't check his email.
He wouldn't fix it. He went and checked his email. So Gopal had to go upstairs and clean the dude's turds off the floor. And whoa. Y'all didn't like that, did you? So he cleans it, so we're all cracking up, and then they take him outside and give him this like Gopal, and give him this like heart-to-heart talk of like, it's all right, man, we did it together. And
that's so cool.
And then he came in and he was like dirty looking me for laughing. I'm like, you flooded a man's house with feces. Like that's fun. Don't get mad at me over this.
The best part for me is I had been taking 2 of our Portland friends home, the promoter and his friend. I'd given them a lift home. And so I got back in the house and I walk in and it's Tony and Gopal and Jordan. And they're all on one couch that just fits them. And they're sitting beside each other. And they're all, and it's very weird, we're a loud band. We're a bunch of idiots on the road. And they're all sitting next to each other. And no one's looking at each other, no one's looking anywhere but straight ahead, and you can tell they're just all ready to burst. And I walk in and I'm just like, everything all right? and Jordan was the first one, he goes,
Pope's funny.
Pope's funny, man.
What the fuck ever, man?
Our drummer. And so eventually I get the story, but you can still see even at that point, there's like a little poop waterfall. It's actually really pretty if you didn't know what was in it.
The worst part is when you get that first feeling, like I know I got it, where it's happening and there's doo-doo waterfall and there's turds rolling down the stairs and everything else, and which I know sounds wonderful and hopefully you'll all be there one day. But we're sitting there and we know it's got to be fixed because it's someone else's home, and I mean, and if not like if it was our home, we just left it by it. But there's like that moment where Andy's gone, but you know he's coming back, so you want to just leave it for him. You can't get someone else's house and you're like, oh, he's got to see this. This is like spectacular. And I mean, we couldn't do that. Gopal wanted to get his hands in there quick, so. Jeff?
Yeah. I'm having too much fun listening.
Rogue, you got the best story about the sound check. Or when you guys had to go on. I don't know if you've ever told the story publicly, but
I'm not sure what story
you made a mistake. You
the
told
sound
me
check where we had to go on.
Yeah,
That's like almost every show.
Every show almost goes on.
I love this story.
Yeah, we did. We played in New York City, and it was at the that place that was like H.R. Geiger designed it. The what was it called?
Oh, Limelight. That was a great club.
Yeah, so we played at the Limelight. Big show, a lot of people. I'm getting ready. And I'm in the bathroom, and I hear the music start. I'm like, oh no. So I started the show with my headset microphone on from the bathroom because once we start a Cruxshadows show, it goes, and I was like, and you were going, okay.
That would be the best.
Definitely.
It's like Marilyn, Mike.
Marilyn's at the end. There's an introduction, where I try and sound all, you know, intelligent and stuff. It's really hard to do when you're in a stall.
Do my best reading there.
I was actually really worried. I was like, how much of this other stuff is going to show up in the microphone?
That great bathroom reverb and everything.
But yeah, so I guess your impression of tour is that it's all bathrooms and poop.
Oh, I have a song for that.
What's that?
What do I sing to you when I have to go to the bathroom when we're in the van and you're driving and you won't stop? Look at your life. She really has to pee before she she might even have to poo.
I like it. You gotta sneak that in at one show. Middle of a song.
That's what she sings on background vocals.
Sometimes. He doesn't like when I change the words to his songs and sing him silly things like that because he's really afraid that he'll like mess
Right.
up.
I mean, because they've done all kinds of things. I remember one time we were playing, it was actually in Philadelphia, and at one time we had a great deal of popularity in Philadelphia. And the thing is that I had played a show previously where it was on a high stage. It was at the
Shampoo.
No.
Oh no, I know what you're talking
The other
about.
one, the older one.
The big
I know
room.
exactly what you're talking about. No, I know
There's the one with
exactly.
Benjamin Franklin on the top.
Right, I know what you're
The
talking
Electric
about.
Factory.
No, is that
No.
Electric Factory Circus? That sounds right. Electric.
Oh, okay, I was thinking of a different
Yeah, okay. All right, so we're playing at this club. The stage is like 2 stories up, and it has this sort of runway thing out in front of it. So, you know, I'm doing my rogalicious dance, and I kind of do the quick stops and stuff when I'm going. Well, this thing was slick, and I just kept going, you know. And the next thing I know, I'm hanging off the stage by one hand. Yeah, you're gonna have to hear the story too, baby.
Over and over.
Over and over. So I was hanging off the stage by one hand, and I looked down, and it was at Christmas time, and there was a Christmas tree below me. And I'm like, I'm not going down that way. And, so I pulled myself up after some difficulty, because I was like really hanging my fingers. And I pulled myself up, got back on stage. I'm still singing as I'm doing all this stuff. One of the benefits of a headset microphone you might think about. Anyway, I'm back on stage, and I continue the show and all like this. Well, apparently the people of Philadelphia thought this was hilarious. So, you know, in Maryland, My Bitterness, you know, instead of "Did you think I wouldn't beg you to stay?" it was "Did you think I wouldn't fall off the stage?" And so we're playing a show our next time in Philadelphia, and I've been tipped off. You know, they all change the words to your song, and they sing this like this big chorus, you know, when they're all on the dance floor. So I'm like, oh man, you know, that's gonna take the power away from me and like make me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be laughed at. So instead, when I went out there and sang that song, I changed the words for them, which instead made me, you know, the absolutely able to make jokes about himself guy. Was
Always good.
yeah.
We're in kids that are
Stop making your baby.